Dr. Andrew Choi from Riverside, California.
Hey everyone, I'm Cynthia, a current dental student in New York.
Jonathan Miller here with Fortune Practice Management.
I'm Chet Spivey from Ivoclar Vivadan.
We all want to help our patients right now.
We all want to keep our practices.
Graduate on time.
Our teams.
Our livelihood.
Alive. And we all want
tomorrow to come today. But today is an opportunity to learn.
To learn. To lead, to share.
For a better tomorrow.
For a better tomorrow.
For a better tomorrow.
Together, we can prepare
for the future. Together,
we can make a difference.
For whenever that tomorrow comes.
Everybody continue to support one another, and remember,
we will come back from this.
We're all in this together.
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 We rise.
Hey guys, Kevin Henry with Ignite DA, practicing my social distancing, but still getting out of the house a little bit. Hope that you all are as well. Just want to let you know about all the great things that we have coming up with Care Credit, Dr. Bicuspid, so many good people coming on board with us from the KOL side, from the key opinion leader side, from the thought leader side to talk about what's going on right now in our industry and how you need to be prepared for what's to come whenever dentistry kicks back in full steam. I'm so excited about what we're doing with Care Credit, Dr. Bicuspid, Ignite DA, Ignite DDS, all working together to provide you some great information. So hey, stay healthy, stay away from each other, but more than anything else, stay tuned because we've got so many good things coming to you and we want to make sure that you're a part of the information that we're going to share from some of the best minds out there in dentistry. Hey, together we rise. Look forward to seeing you online. Dr. Bicuspid, Ignite DA, Ignite DDS, Care Credit, all coming together. Facebook Live, so much happening. Can't wait to see you.
Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're getting excited for another episode here today. I know I am. I'm learning a ton from all of our experts. Before we start though, I kind of want to talk to you about something that's really important, something we've focused on our whole careers for other people, wellness. We've worked so hard to keep them well. And I don't know about you, but if you're anything like me, in the last month and a half, I've learned an awful lot about needing to keep myself well. We need to keep ourselves well. So as we launch the Digital Academy on IgniteDDS, .com. That's going to be awesome, FYI. We decided we'd lead the charge with a wellness page, a yoga page. So I'm personally inviting y'all to join us 9 a.m. Tuesday, Thursday mornings Eastern Time on ignitedds.com/yoga for our session to help you stay healthy. We've got meditation sessions, we've got yoga sessions coming in. So join us at ignitedds.com/yoga. We want to help you guys stay well too. Cheers. Hey guys, welcome back. David Rice from Ignite DDS here as usual, but from a different location today. Kevin Henry, where are you?
You Rice, I'm good. This is not virtual. This is not a virtual background. I'm actually at the Denver International Airport, first flight since all this hit. So very interesting, shall we say. It's a ghost town here, but looking forward to it, celebrating my daughter's virtual graduation. So boomer sooner. There we go. I had to get that in. But I'm also celebrating that dental practices are coming back online, and we're so thankful for that. And so thankful to have flight announcements as well as a great dental assistant join us, one of those leaders out there for dental assistants and really making a difference for so many, and that's Rhonda Holman from the great state of Montana. Hey, Rhonda, how are you?
Hi, guys. Thank you, Dr. Rice and Kevin, for having me. I'm super excited to, hopefully help some dental assistants, kind of get an idea of what the real new normal looks like.
Well, and you've been experiencing that this week. I think you said that you've had a soft launch this week to get ready. So what has that been like for you, and what are some of the things that you would tell other assistants about it?
Well, I would first start by conditioning yourself, getting ready to go back to work. It's not as easy as you think. A lot of us have maybe not kept a schedule. So we're going to bed a little bit later. We're getting up a little bit later. So what I would do is I'd go in your kitchen right now, take everything off the counter, wipe the counter, scrub the floors, put everything back on the counter, and then repeat like 6 times to get ready for when you go back to work.
I love it.
Just go there and do some, conditioning. It's funny because all week my stomach was growling, and my doc's like, "What is up with your stomach?" And I said, "Well, it's used to being fed on demand. And now that I'm back to seeing patients, I can't just feed it whenever it wants. So it's gotta understand that, there's limitations now." But yeah, it was kind of tiring. I would suggest, maybe you don't have to go clean your kitchen several times a day, but just be prepared for the new normal to be a little taxing, mentally and physically.
So I'm sticking with your first part, and Anastasia and I will be cleaning the kitchen. But so let's talk about that let's talk about the mentally taxing part. I think that's so very important for us all to understand. What's that been like?
Yeah. So, it's that anxiety, right? It's the idea that this coronavirus, it's easy to kill, right? We all know that. Scientifically, it's easy to kill, but it's hard to find. So you have to be overly conscious of anywhere an aerosol might be present, any surface that might have gotten touched. I mean, like with us, we have great patients. I live in a area that hasn't had a reported case in over 21 days. So, there's a lot of patients that want to come in and get treatment done, and they have, they don't want to wear a mask when they come in. They might see these things that we've regulated as kind of, overkill. But I think it's because they haven't personally been affected by someone with the virus, or, maybe firsthand seen the people that have been impacted by it. So just trying to get them to understand, safety across the board, and educating them, on how aerosols actually work and how hand hygiene is important. I think it's just a lot of talking with less breath. Because of the mask. I mean, it's really challenging. And I did a live earlier this week after day 2, and I talked about, it just makes you tired, so not only are you trying to educate your patients, but you're trying to communicate through all of these barriers that I don't think we ever have seen before.
Well,
so it's just, you got to be strong.
Yeah.
And I know those barriers in PPE are one of the big questions that are being asked right now, dental professionals, and what has that been like for you adjustment-wise? Because like you said, it's kind of taxing, honestly, mentally and physically.
Yeah, I mean, it's, they have these evaluations that you take to make sure that you are, a great candidate for wearing respirators. And it's just, I think one of the things that happened to me this week was we were trying to work on number 2, and I was so accustomed to pulling down my mask and saying, just demonstrating for my patient what we needed him to do so that I could get back to the buckle. And I couldn't do that. And so that's what I was like, oh, okay, now I have another trigger. Before this was hard and frustrating and new. And then now I can't demonstrate to my patients what I want them to do. I have to learn a whole new way to communicate and show. So, it's just learning through this whole thing. How do I tell my patients to shift their jaw? I have to do better at communication, and I like a good challenge, but it's definitely a learning curve, and it's very frustrating.
So we need transparent N95 masks. That's my take home.
Yes. Let's do that. Or have an LED monitor right here.
Oh.
So there's a little camera on the inside and you can see what I'm doing and how my lips are moving.
That could work too. I wear all my expressions on my face though, so that could be bad also. I'm not sure. How about, you mentioned something really important. We talked about this as a team just the other day. Some patients are going to come in and they're going to love the spacesuit. Some patients are going to come in and that's going to make them more nervous, as well as why, and then another group, why are you going through all this? So those people who maybe didn't identify with it, how were they after you started having a conversation of why? Did they get it, or were they still like, this is crazy?
I would say it was half and half. So half of them appreciate our PPE protocols. The other half think it's overkill, but none of them criticized us for doing it.
Okay.
So, there's enough news and media out there and education, on a basic level for our patients that, nobody was opposed to it. So I haven't seen kids yet, so I don't know how that will play out. Because I know that it's already a challenge for soft skills when you're dealing with kids.
Yeah.
They haven't had a lot of exposure to dental practices, and yeah, so I'll have to cross that bridge when I get to it. But I imagine, communication again, and visual aids, and anything that we can do to make ourselves seem soft, even though we look hard.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, it's interesting because just amongst our team, we had so many different thoughts on this. Well, people are going to think this. Well, just as many people will be upset as they will be happy we're doing this. It's really good to know to just do the right thing, have great conversation, and the default is you may think it's overkill, but you're still taken great care of. I like that. Yeah. Kev, what are you hearing out there from all the team members you're talking to?
I think so many of them are not knowing what to expect, and so having that practice run almost, or being able to prepare for it. Rhonda, like you mentioned, I think that's so critical just for peace of mind entering that, because I think if there's any nervousness on the team member's mind, then the patient's going to pick up on that, obviously.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can feel it. Like, it's palpable anytime somebody, whether it, and it goes both ways. Like, if you're a really good healthcare provider, you are very receptive and you can pick up on undertones and people's hesitations, and just reading the room, if you will, and making sure that you pull out the stops, communication, education, comfort. Dental assistants, we're kind of, that's our wheelhouse, right? I mean, we're the interpreter for the dentist. We're like the medium between the two, and I think we're really great at communication and creature comforts and making sure everybody feels good about what's about to happen. And I think now more than ever, those skills that we're developing are going to shine, especially in front of our dentists. They're going to see it. They're going to see us take the time and making sure that these patients are comfortable so they accept treatment, and they have, an ability to leave a really glowing review when they're done, because they felt, wow, oh my gosh, you guys made this so easy. I thought it was going to be so hard. I love how safe you are. I love how safe I feel when I'm with you. And that all comes down to communication and just putting out really good vibes. I really do think so.
I love that. I love that. So many people, I think so many dental practices are worried, well, so much is going to be different. How in the world are we going to be able to inspire our patients? Simply capitalize on what we need to do now, doing it really well, and then just asking on the way out the door or in a follow-up or with, virtually, like, how did it go? How did you feel? And when they feel great because you did an amazing job, boom, we're right back to where we were before, inspiring our patients to run out and tell 10, 20 people about us. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 5-star treatment every time. You always roll out the red carpet for them. They are the most important person in the room, in the building. That's my job. My job is to make that patient feel like they're in first class.
True story. Yeah.
Yep. No, it's great. And obviously the assistant's role is so important. And like you said, I think it's going to be even more important as we go forward, because the patient's going to have questions. You act as that bridge between the dentist and the assistant, explaining things again, and I really think even however the checkout and check-in process goes. I think that that's going to be a critical thing for assistants as well, to be a big part of that.
Yeah, you know, we were talking about trying to do same-day treatment, right? We know how infection control works. We know the, you know, the cost of PPE. We understand that if a patient gets a treatment plan, part of the soft skills that a dental assistant has is getting acceptance, right? And now more than ever, same-day treatment is higher up on the priorities, you know, communication, education. I know we do like online portals where we can show them videos. This is what's going on in your mouth. This is what we need to do to fix it. You want to go ahead with that today. It's just trying to think smarter, not harder. And I think the patients are appreciating that. And that's everybody stepping up their game, whether it comes to financial planning, you know, getting the patient comfortable with accepting treatment that day. And it's all, you know, like I said, it's all communication. You know, doing your best to be your best and to get the best for your patients, that equals better for your practice.
Love it. Yeah. I mean, you statistically, pre all this craziness, it's already like, it's over 80% of the people who would say yes, if they're in our building, to stay in our building and be more convenient to not have to come back. So that's a huge opportunity. I'm glad you guys are doing that. That's awesome. It's a great message to shout out to everybody. And I'll shout out right now to, you know, Sue and Steph and Holly and Oneida. First, I miss you guys. And then second of all, I'm pumped because I know our patients are going to be in really great hands and they're going to feel good. And my job as a dentist, when we work really, really well together, is get out of your way as a leader on our teams, right? I have to just get out of your way and do all these cool things that you're talking about doing. So can we give some advice to dentists out there who maybe haven't been as great at getting out of the way? Let them know like how powerful and impactful you are.
Yeah, delegation is key. I know you guys have read it in all your books when it comes to owning a small business. You have to trust your assistants. If you don't trust them, then you need to educate them. If you don't know how to educate them, send them to their like-minded peers that have upped the standards for what they present to their dentist, and let them, you know, just learn from each other. I think it's super important that you set the bar really high. You know, I've never worked for a dentist that didn't say, I expect you to do this. You're gonna learn this. I need you for this. And I think that's because my filtering process when I interview a job, you know, they interview me and I interview right back. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna need you to want more from me. Like, if you just want me to suck spit and sit here, I can't do that. I can't do that. I have to be delegated. I have to be challenged. I have to become that rock star in your practice that knows things that maybe you don't know, or maybe I'm better at certain things than you are. And you're okay with that because you understand that when you delegate to a rock star who's challenged themselves, educated themselves, you are a happier person at the end of the day because, you know, the burden of being a dentist, especially if you're in a single private practice, it's heavy. And until you learn to find and hire the right people, hire your weaknesses. Okay, that's your key. Hire your weaknesses. If you don't like doing this or you don't like doing that, or maybe you're an introvert and you need an extrovert, you need to hire smart and have a well-rounded team so that you can enjoy your career. And it's not a burden. You don't dread going to work because you're afraid that Susie's going to say something again that's so off the wall and embarrasses you. Or so-and-so is going to do this and compromise, you know, patient safety. It's just education. You know, if you're ever going to invest in anything, I would go there first, you know, demand it from your assistants. Don't let them get away with mediocre because you don't accept that, because you want the life that Dr. Rice has, where you're happy with your team. There's no tension. Everybody's pulling their weight. And I think that's, especially for the younger dentists, actually those younger dentists I've seen are way more open to delegation. Like, they get it. They're like, you know what? Why would I work harder when I can work smarter? And I do like that. You know, I've worked, 20 years now. I've worked for a lot of dentists that have since retired, but didn't want to delegate, didn't trust anyone to do anything. And they ended up not happy. They were stressed. They felt like they were rowing the boat alone when they could have had a team that they could lean on. And it's the whole idea, like, you do good, you get good, but I love it when patients in a review mention my name. I'm like, wow, that makes me feel like I'm truly a part of the team. Like, I get just as much respect as a dental assistant as the hygienist and the doctor and maybe the admin team, because my doctor delegates to me and I'm a representative for the practice. So I just, yes, there you go. Delegation is key.
That's awesome.
Long story short.
No, that's a great story. It's an important story, and we talk all the time. We've all been to this course a million times, and somebody says, and make sure everybody checks their bags at the door. Don't bring your home baggage in. We got to check our egos at the door too, because a compliment to you, a compliment to someone on our hygiene team, our admin team, it's always a compliment to all of us together and how well we work together. And at the end, it's about winning and delivering that great patient care with 5-star customer service and having everybody in our community feel like we're the practice to go to. So Rhonda, you're awesome. Kev, what do you think?
You know me, I love team over staff any day of the week. I think that's a big distinction right there. And I love that we're talking about team and how you elevate that team. And Rhonda, you're a great lighthouse out there for a lot of assistants to not just settle for, as you said, suck and spit, but to actually set the bar higher for yourself and for your practice.
Awesome. Rhonda, any last pieces of advice?
Let's see. What are you guys going to spend your money on since you're not buying new makeup or hair products? That's, I guess, more, I want to leave it with a question, because with all the new PPE, we're going to have all kinds of extra cash that we don't spend on, getting ready in the morning. So, what are you going to do with your time and your money?
I love it.
Instead of looking at it like a disadvantage, a lot of assistants are females, right? And we tend to be the pretty peacocks, and we don't have to do that anymore. So, the world is your oyster. So think about it like silver lining, guys. Just because you can't do your nails, hair, and face doesn't mean you can't, take advantage of that time and money and maybe buying some CE or a new pair of really cool scrubs.
I love it. I love it. Kev, take us home.
Well, thank you, Rhonda. Appreciate it. We're going to put down below how you can learn more about Rhonda and everything that she does. Obviously, we love Ignite DA. We love working with other associations out there, other organizations that are helping the dental assistants, and Rhonda's doing some great things that we're going to highlight down below. So Rhonda, thank you. Always good to see you even across the miles.
Thanks, guys, so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And you guys are rock stars. I mean, I've watched all of the videos. Like, I've learned so much over this course. I can't even imagine how many hours you guys have put into getting to the public and educating the dental field. Like, I appreciate it.
Thanks so much. Thanks for being here, everybody. If you have questions, you have comments, you have thoughts, shout them out, drop us a comment here. We will make sure you're connected with Rhonda. Until next time, gang, just remember, together we rise.